Hello, everybody. Daniel Feuerstein here for Beyond the 90 as we're going to review the round three proper matches and preview round four of the 2026 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Another fantastic round of action, excitement galore. We've had penalty kick shootouts. We've had games scored within the last moments. We've had some dominated games and we had some cup sets. And it was just unbelievable what we saw in the third round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. We're not going to waste any more of your time. We're going to go ahead and review some of these matches. The first one, of course, New England Revolution hosting Rhode Island FC. And this was a bit of a strange one because the match was played at Centerville Bank Stadium. That is the home of USL Championship Club Rhode Island FC. So Rhode Island FC, as the visitors in their own stadium against their hosts, the New England Revolution. How is that possible? It's just like Leagues Cup, where you have the MLS teams playing like road teams, even though it's their own stadium against the Liga MX clubs. How that happened, I have no idea. And I'm sorry, that's very baffling from me. And to be honest, it should have been changed to a different neutral setting for the New England Revolution. You could have gone back to Harvard. You could have gone maybe Cambridge. You could have gone somewhere else in Rhode Island, somewhere in Providence. Maybe you could have gone somewhere else within Massachusetts, maybe Brockton. Go to a college school or a college stadium or something like that to play this Open Cup game. But no, they had to go to the home of Rhode Island FC, and that is a major mistake and one that should never been made in the first place. That's on the Open Cup committee. That's on the Revolution. That should never have happened. But anyway, Diego Fagundes, 51st minute, hell of a goal, made it 1-0, and it looked like New England was going to take it in regulation time. 10 minutes of second half stoppage time was awarded, and on the final minute of 10, J.J. Williams, flick header, beats Parisian to the far post. 1-1, you go into extra time, no goals in extra time, and you go into the penalty kick shootout. 1-1 after a round, but then Jojea Kawizera, he gets stopped by Donovan Parisian, and it's going to be after that 2-1 Revolution because of Andrew Farrell converting his penalty. Third round, both sides had their penalty kick takers stopped. Both Leo Afonso of Rhode Island and Feingold, Eli Feingold, he gets stopped as well. But J.J. Williams, who was the fourth kicker and the one that scored the equalizer, gets stopped. And it would be Tanner Beeson of the Revolution that puts it away in the fourth round of the shootout, 3-1 after 1-1 through regulation and extra time. Louisville City hosting Austin FC, the USL Championship Club. They get the cup set. They make it 2-1. Big goals from Sean Tosh in the 26th minute. And then in the 32nd minute, Tola Shwanumi, he gets the second goal to make it 2-0 for Louisville City. Even though Cedric Fodry pulled one back in the 70th minute, it wasn't enough. And Louisville City is on the first cup set of the third round. Detroit City FC hosting Chicago Fire over in Hamtramck. And it would be the Fire's Jason Shukaluk, 2 goals in a span of 2 minutes. Amazing. 2 minutes. 34th minute, 36th minute, especially that first one. An amazing goal, an amazing deflection to beat the keeper to make it 2-0 for Chicago. But Darren Smith pulled one back in the 79th minute. It looked like Detroit got a lifeline in some ways because it would be Puso Defenjane. He gets sent off in the 81st minute. So 9 minutes plus whatever added was added on in second half stoppage time. Nothing from Detroit City, and they fall to the Chicago Fire by a final of 1-2. It would be Westchester SC taking on NYCFC over in Mount Vernon. And this one was a destruction by the boys from the five boroughs. And that is Augustin Ojeda, 13th minute, 1-0 for NYCFC. Even though Daniel Burko pulled one back to get the equalizer to make it 1-1 in the 22nd minute, it later became the Talus Magno show. And he got a hat trick in this one. First one was on the penalty in the 24th minute to regain the lead. And then he gets the second one 2 minutes later in the 26th minute. And Arnau Farnos makes it 4-1 for NYCFC in the 41st minute. And then they go into halftime. Magno would get his get his hat-trick goal in the 70th minute to make it 5-1. And Kyle Evans for Westchester SC did pull one back to make it 5-2, 73rd minute. But that's all she wrote for the USL League One team as they played in Mount Vernon, New York. Once again, Westchester SC, Westchester County, the first county north of New York City for the northern suburbs of New York State. Colorado Springs Switchbacks, they hosted Sporting Kansas City and destroyed them 3-0. Jonte Jada, 11th minute, made it 1-0. Saddam Masareka, he gets the second goal in the 31st minute. Excuse me, we have a bit of some shenanigans going on late in the second half. Shapi Suliamanov, he gets a straight red card for his shenanigans, 78th minute, and Sporting Kansas City is down to 10 men. And then it would be Corey Bennett for the final goal of the night, 84th minute, and it would be done and dusted for Sporting Kansas City as the Colorado Springs Switchbacks advance to the fourth round. One goal was needed as the Colorado Rapids edge Union Omaha 1-0 at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Dante Seeley, 21st minute, big goal for him, and a big goal for the Colorado Rapids as they advance to the next round. And then you have Sacramento Republic taking on and hosting Minnesota United FC. This match had so many opportunities for a goal in regulation, so many opportunities for a goal in extra time. It never happened, and we go straight to penalty kicks with a scoreless match at the end of regulation and after extra time. And it went basically the way of Minnesota United, even though both sides converted at the same time, both sides were stopped at the same time. First two rounds were ball scores. Third round, no goals, as both penalty kick takers were stopped, Aaron Essiel and Owen Jean. Fourth round, converted. Fifth round, stopped. Anthony Markanich of Minnesota stopped. Brandon Cambridge of Sacramento stopped. It continued on. Sixth round, both sides scored. Seventh round, both sides scored. Eighth round, both sides scored. Ninth round, both sides scored. Gonna change my paper here. Here we go. 10th round, both sides scored, and that made it 8-8 through 10 rounds. The 11th round, goalkeeper wars, and both goalkeepers stopped themselves. That's right. Alex Smear was stopped by Daniel Vitello, and Daniel Vitello was stopped by Alex Smear. And then in the 12th round, the first penalty kick takers win again. For Minnesota United, Joaquin Pereira scored to make it 9-8, but Dominic Warner for Sacramento Republic was stopped, and Minnesota United FC advances on penalties 9-8 in the capital of California, and it was a 12 rounder. Unbelievable stuff. FC Naples, match day 2 of the third round. FC Naples hosting Orlando City. Fantastic goal by Tyree Spicer in the 18th minute to make it 1-0 Orlando. A bit of controversy in this one as FC Naples had a goal, looked like they had a goal, and then it was cleared out. And on the replay, it did look like the ball completely crossed the goal line. And then it was cleared out from behind the goal line. Referee said no goal. Assistant referee on the near side said no goal. No VAR in the first through fourth rounds of the Open Cup. It will only be implemented from the quarterfinals through to the final. So FC Naples, unfortunately, did not get their goal. Should have been a goal. It should have been 1-1. Orlando City gets a break. And after the 90 minutes were up, Orlando City advances to the fourth round. Chattanooga FC hosting Atlanta United. Chattanooga FC got the opening goal in the 6th minute. Yves Chiyap made it 1-0 for Chattanooga FC, but then Atlanta United took over and they won the match. Cayman Togashi, 21st minute. Fafa Picot, 64th minute. Fafa Picot, 64th minute, 2-1 Atlanta United. And then Pedro Amador, 75th minute. Done and dusted, and say goodnight, Gracie. It was all over. Richmond Kickers hosting the Columbus Crew, the 1995 Open Cup champions. They fell to the Crew by a final of 0-3. Hugo Packard with 2 goals, 41st minute, 63rd minute, and then 10 minutes later, Jamal Tiare made it 3-0, and the Crew would advance. Red Bull New York now, no longer New York Red Bulls, Red Bull New York, taking out the Pittsburgh Riverhounds by a final of 3-1. Emil Forsberg, free kick, splendor, golazo, beating the Riverhounds goalkeeper to the upper near 90 and at the far side of the pitch, 1-0. And it would also be Julian Hall scoring 2 goals to make it 3-0. 28th minute for his first one, 2-0 Red Bulls. And then his second one, third of the match for the Red Bulls in the 47th minute. Even though Trevor Amann pulled one back to make it 3-1 in the 79th minute, it was already all over but the shouting as the Red Bulls move on to the fourth round. And then we have the Charlotte Queen City Derby. Charlotte FC 6, Charlotte Independence 0, and already Georgios Tesouris, 23rd minute, sent off on a straight red card, and basically that's all Charlotte FC needed to take this match and scored 6 straight goals. Archie Goodwin, first half stoppage time. Henry Kessler, 60th minute. Nim Fasha Bershimas, 68th minute. David Schnegg, 73rd minute. Kerwin Vargas, 83rd minute. And finally, Bay Koulibaly, 89th minute. All over and done with. Big match between DC United and USL League One Club 1 Knoxville SC. They did it again in the penalty kick shootout in the third round, 1 Knoxville. Here's how it started. Matty Peltola, 61st minute, 1-0 DC. But then here comes 1 Knoxville. Babacar Dieng, 75th minute. 3 minutes later, Denis Kiruchenkov, 78th minute, 2-1 for 1 Knoxville. But then it was Nikola Markovic who made it 2-2 in the 83rd minute. And then we go into extra time. João Peglo made it 3-2 in the 98th minute. And then Denis Karuchenkov does it again, second goal of the match. 113th minute, it's 3-3 after extra time, and then the penalty kick shootout. We have 6 rounds. João Peglo went first, scored. Denis Karuchenkov scored. Keisuke Kurikawa, he makes it 2-1. Bradillo Rodriguez makes it 2-2. Third round, both sides convert. Fourth round, both sides convert. Fifth round, both sides convert. But on the sixth round, Gabriel Pirani was stopped by Jonathan Burke, and it would be Kyle Linhares who converted his penalty in the sixth round to make it one Knoxville's night, their cup set of the round. Unbelievable stuff, unbelievable action, and once again, one Knoxville doing a job. St. Louis City 4, FC Tulsa 0. Once again, big win for St. Louis City. They knock off FC Tulsa. Marcel Hartel, 20th minute. Zhang Sangbin, that was in the 36th minute. Mickey Joyner, 61st minute. And then Lucas Stauffer for FC Tulsa gets sent off on a straight red card. He's done and dusted in the 65th minute. And finally, Tomas Ostrak scores in the fourth goal in the 78th minute. And that is all that St. Louis City SC needed to advance. Houston Dynamo 4, El Paso Locomotive 1. Houston scored first. Andre Langer, second minute. But then, unfortunately for Kofi Tumasi, 25th minute, straight red card, and El Paso Locomotive is down to 10 men, and it's all over for El Paso. Mateusz Bogusz, 46th minute on the restart, 2-0 Dynamo. Nicholas Markanich, 58th minute, and it's 3-0 for Houston. Even though Beto Avila pulled one back in the 75th minute, it was really over, but the shouting. 5 minutes later, Ezekiel Ponce makes it 4-1 for the Dynamo, and they advance to the next round right there. The final match on the West Coast, San Jose Earthquakes 2, Phoenix Rising 0. Nick Fernandez, 23rd minute, makes it 1-0 for the Quakes, and Jack Jasinski, 23rd minute, and it's all over but the shouting. But unfortunately for the Quakes, they lost Jonathan Gonzalez on double yellow and red. First yellow card was in the 13th minute, and then another reckless challenge in the 39th. Second yellow, red card. The Quakes down to 10 men the rest of the way, and it's amazing how they defeated Phoenix Rising and prevented them from getting any sort of a goal in the net to force them into twitchy bum time. And it never happened. And it's just great to see what the Quakes did. They knock off Phoenix Rising. They advance to the fourth round. So now, here are the matches for the fourth round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Once again, you can watch these matches live on CBS Sports Network, CBS Sports Golazo Network, and streaming on Paramount Plus. Here are the schedule for the fourth round proper of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup 2026 edition. 2 matches on match day 1, Tuesday, April 28th. Charlotte FC hosting Atlanta United at 7 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Net. And finally, at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, San Jose Earthquakes hosting Minnesota United FC on CBS Sports Golazo Network. And then we go to match day 2 on Wednesday, April the 29th. The Hudson River Derby is back in the Open Cup. Red Bull New York hosting New York City FC, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS Sports Network. The rest of the match is streaming on Paramount Plus. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, New England Revolution hosting Orlando City. Columbus Crew hosting One Knoxville SC at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Chicago Fire hosting St. Louis City SC, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Houston Dynamo hosting Louisville City over at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And finally, the Colorado State Derby as the Colorado Rapids host Colorado Springs Switchbacks, 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain. And once again, all matches streaming on Paramount Plus. You can still watch matches on CBS Sports Network and CBS Sports Galazo Network. Come to Beyond the 90 for all your USL and lower division soccer talk. Of course, Carter Krishnire, Rooster and the Villain. We also have great writers, Alex Ashton, League One updater. We also have Jonathan Starling, and the many other talented writers, including myself here at Beyond the 90. For all of you, don't forget to watch some of our podcasts through YouTube, Spotify, and of course, over at Apple Podcasts. My name is Daniel Feuerstein. Thank you very much for watching this video tonight. Once again, this has been the review of the third round and the preview of the fourth round of the 2026 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Thank you for joining me tonight. As always, please, 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 please enjoy your football. Bye-bye for now.